Night of the Living Geeks.
Welcome to this week's LHG podcast. I'm Nick, that's Taylor, and we have a special guest that has never been on the show before. Hello, Leonard.
Hello.
What do you like to play?
Monster Hunter. I don't know, just a guess. I don't know.
Oh, that is a Monster Hunter shirt, huh? I didn't even realize
He always wears Monster Hunter. You got to make out on with the mic a little bit to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's supposed to do. So are you excited for Cross and the RPG that probably isn't like the regular series at all?
Oh, I'm actually not excited about Cross.
Oh, this
I'm
guy.
not excited about Cross because
I don't even know what it is.
Cross is a flashy version of Monster Hunter that they literally made to appeal to Westerners like us who don't understand.
Oh, like
Monster
me.
Hunter. Yes.
Like me, okay.
They just think if they Call of Duty it, you'll pick it up because they'll see giant numbers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they showed,
Now I wanna buy it.
They showed damage now. They showed
No, they don't. They did make the system more complex and free-flowing, as far as I know, but it just looks flashy, and at first sight, I wasn't feeling it.
Okay,
I want the game to feel like Monster Hunter.
So what is there's like a more cutesy anime like proper RPG called like Monster Hunter Stories or whatever? Yeah.
Stories, I have no idea what it's about, but they actually have another mobile game that's like that's even more anime than Stories.
Oh man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You said that during Cross, the animations for the weapons was like really flashy.
They're excessive. They're extremely excessive.
Like Dragon Ball Z excessive?
Yes. There's
Perfect.
explosions and flashes and stuff like that. But so what they also did is they introduced kind of like Mortal Kombat 10, if you know that every character has 3 different styles.
Yeah.
They introduced that every weapon will have 4 styles that you can play.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there's 14 weapons in the game, so it'll be very complicated and complex. We'll see. I'll get it.
I wonder if you're going to be like, this game's amazing. This is like the best one out of the 4 that you've ever, or out of all of them you've played.
You mean? I'm going to pick it up because it's releasing at the end of this year.
Oh, really? That soon, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Not
a Japanese 3DS.
Not
I bought it just for Monster Hunter. Big surprise.
Of course. Another thing that's being released in U.S. now is the new Dragon Ball Z game.
Yes.
Oh, Super. What's it called? Budokan? Budokan?
Yeah, Extreme Butoden.
It's called Extreme, yeah.
Extreme.
Yes. Nick, you had an opportunity to go hands-on with it.
I played it with you.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to give you the limelight in here so you can tell us how it was.
It was
based on your opinion.
Well,
it's a 2D fighter, right?
It was in Japanese. It was a 2D fighter. From what I was playing, it felt like it had like some elements of Persona Arena in it with the auto combos and everything like that. But I'll need to get more in depth with it to get into it. But I like the style. I've been waiting for a true 2D DBZ fighter for some reason.
None of this Naruto garbage. No, I'm just kidding.
Naruto
games.
I mean, if there was a Naruto 2D fighter, that'd be cool too.
No, I'm saying like the style, like the Naruto games. Their fighting systems are kind of similar to Dragon Ball Z, running all over the place doing powers and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, now the GameCube games weren't like that. They were just like fighting games for whatever reason. I didn't think they fit the theme of the series very well. I felt the PS2 games fit a lot better.
Yeah, like the Ninja Storm ones are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, the CyberConnect 2, they're the ones that produce it, and those were the successor to the PS2 games.
Mm-mm.
I never really got into it. I never really got into Naruto. I've been rewatching it, and I was like, man, I must be like through this, like halfway through this anime right now, and I'm at episode 50, and I looked at the thing, and I'm like, okay, there's 220 episodes in the original, and then I looked at Shippuden, and there's 560 episodes, and then I'm like, I'm gonna stop watching this now.
The second series just ended, actually.
Didn't it actually just end now? I thought Naruto finally ended.
I know the manga ended, not like a few months back, right? Or last year?
No, like the second series just ended. Like the second series is just 10 chapters, and it just ended.
Oh.
Yeah. And then there's a new movie coming out that continues where the second series is stopped. Yeah.
Does Naruto? How far have you watched Naruto?
I haven't really watched the anime. I read the whole series.
Okay, so you know the whole series.
Yes.
Does it have the Dragon Ball Z syndrome where it's like, oh, I'm really strong now. I know there's another strong enemy.
They Deus Ex Machina it, if that's what you mean.
No.
Like, they plot device it.
Oh, like...
As in, like, something happens, and spoilers. Can I do spoilers?
Yeah, that's fine.
Naruto and Sasuke die, and turns out they were gods the whole time.
Isn't that the whole plot of the show?
No.
Yeah, don't you find that at the beginning? Like there was a god and they had to seal him away?
No, they literally become gods.
Oh.
No, the whole point of the show is Naruto is supposed to show his like hard work, and he's supposed to be an inspiration to, young people and kids, especially like, hey, I should show hard work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that whole point goes away when it's like, nope, turns out you're the 7th generation of gods, and you have been in this eternal conflict to fight each other this whole time, and it is preordained and destined. And they're both like, oh, all right. And then Naruto can fly now. Sasuke can float.
Is that when he's like all red?
No. Like Naruto has the power of creation.
What?
Like no, so okay. Kakashi gets his Sharingan eye stolen, and Naruto just gives him his original eye back. Like power of creation and will. Exactly. The whole series just
Did it fall apart?
Sure. I mean, I've been angry for the last 300 chapters, if that's what you mean.
So, video games.
Yes, video games.
Video games.
No, I mean, this will all show up in the video game. Yeah. There'll be like 50 different characters now.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, they're doing the same thing with Dragon Ball Z, aren't they? Like, Goku's now a god, and now he's going Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan.
No, but there's nothing really different about it. It's just more like he's stronger.
Yeah. Have you seen... But he has a Super Saiyan form of blue hair now.
No, but that's what... Like, Naruto gained... stupid abilities is what I meant before in contrast.
Well, yeah, in the anime, he's always weak. He's supposed to be like, oh, this inspiration, but he always seemed like he was weaker compared to the other ninjas. The ninjas always did these cool things, but he just punched people and somehow won.
And wore orange.
Yeah. So, let's go into our topics of the day. You said that there was a new Kickstarter by Inafune.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he announced it while he was at AnimeExpo. That just ended.
There's a lot of news, or I felt like there was more gaming news than I expected.
I think most of our gaming news is actually from that. We have Red Ash, which is as you call it, a Mega Man Legends spiritual successor.
Yes. The main character has a left arm that is robotic that turns into a buster. I have no idea where they got that idea.
Well, his name is Beck from Mighty Number 9, and the girl's name is Call from Mighty Number 9, so it's like literally what they're doing.
Universe, yes.
Are they actual same characters, though, or is this...
No, I think it's just supposed to look like them.
Well, that's their names are the same, though, so which is weird, but the game's not called Mighty Number 9 Legendary or whatever. It's called Red Ash, the game, sorry. But yeah, his words to describe it were, we want to make a game where you feel like you're in an anime world, I believe, is what he said on the Kickstarter video. And they have this like very rudimentary like storyboard animation thing, which is kind of weird. I didn't really get what they were trying to do there. They're trying to just show the theme or the style, I guess. I don't know. But
I'm sure we'll find out more if we back the project. And then they release trailers or annoying newsletters every single week.
Oh my gosh, I just got one today, and it's like they're up to like number 98
or
something
they're like 92.
That. Wait. Was that what that email was?
Yeah, it's to pick your platform.
Yeah, it's to pick the platform of what you want the game for.
No, I got another one. I think it was for Red Ash.
It was, yeah. There was a new one.
I didn't play that.
I guess we all backed that game.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so you know a lot more about this. I had no idea. I saw the email. I'm like, whatever. I don't really care.
No, I just read it on news.
Just read on news?
Yeah. That they're doing it. There's 3 main characters, so Beckcall and is it Tiger?
Yeah, something like that. TYG.
He actually looks like Tron Bond's dad.
Yeah, he looks exactly like him.
So he's going to be Tron Bound
with the glasses and the long hair, and he's super buff. Yeah.
I hope Connor's happy now. It's going to be a spiritual successor of Mega Man Legends. Are you mad that they're doing this?
No.
No.
I mean, if they're doing it, cool. Like, so all 2 fans out there in the world can enjoy the game.
Well, like, I forget, like, last time when they did the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter, do you remember how fast it got, like, started, or, like, whatever, finished, it met its goal?
Didn't they start off this trend where all these games just started, like, meeting their goals really fast? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember. Was it, like, within, like, a couple days or, like, a week or something?
Yeah, no, they always meet it within first day or 2.
Because when I checked before I came over, it was, or when you just looked at it before we started, I think it was at 240,000, and their goal is 800,000.
But so the thing is, it's not for the full game. It's for just like a chapter, like a beginning epilogue or something. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that.
It's weird because it seems like they're just gauging interest. I don't know why they're doing that. Like, there's like, oh, we're gonna make this chapter. If you guys like it, we're gonna make more. If not,
yeah, it's kind of a weird step back when it's like, yeah, we're gonna do a whole game for Mighty Number 9 because we know you're all committed. But for this game, we're just...
It might be hesitant because like you said, like all two fans, like how many people really played those Mega Man Legends games? Like,
I mean, I know people who really enjoyed those games. Like,
they played? Probably didn't sell super well though, I'm guessing, right? I mean, they made two, so the first one had to sell decently.
And they're super rare.
Yeah, they are. They go for a lot.
Are they on PSN?
There's some weird licensing issue. I can't remember what it is, but they can't put them on PSN for some reason.
I know the Tron game is, but not that one.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, they just put that out like a couple months ago.
I want to play these games. I want to try them out. Just because I know they're simple. They're fun, simple.
They're not actually that simple. They're... Did you ever play it?
Yeah, I have one. I play a little bit of one. You like go digging in like ancient ruins, and you're trying to find like relics and stuff, and you can upgrade Mega Man's parts and stuff.
So the terrain, whenever you go in like a dungeon, it's all flat, and then you kind of run around all 3D. But there's a lock-on system that's kind of basic, and you get sub-weapons from your buster. And there's a lot of customization options that you can do with your buster. Like, it increases your speed of your shot, makes it bigger, stronger, whatever you want to do. But it can get kind of overwhelming because the controls are still kind of odd.
Aren't they just because they're on the PS1, they're just tanky?
Yeah, I think they're pretty archaic just because I think that was still when people were figuring out how to do stuff in 3D. So yeah, I remember the controls aren't great, but...
Yeah, they're not amazing. I mean, it's playable, obviously, because people beat the game and stuff like that, but it's weird to kind of play the game.
Are you a fan of Mega Man Legends?
Like,
are you interested in like Red Ash at all?
I mean, sure, I'll get it. Something I like more is Battle Network.
Honestly, never played that one.
Yeah, those are kind of popular in the GBA and the DS. Yeah. I never played them either because I'm like, this looks like Pokemon games with Mega Man or something.
No, it's actually action platforming based, and it's not turn based, but you can sort of make it turn based. It's kind of hard to explain. You fight actively on a 3x3 grid. Both teams have 3x3 grids, and you actively fight each other. And every now and then, like, you can stock yourself with these things called chips, and chips are your programs that have like certain attacks and certain things, and you can use them against each other. And there's like 250 chips in the game, so that's where the collection part comes in.
Cool.
Interesting. I never got into those other Mega Man games. I just played Mega Man X and Mega Man and then Zero.
And Soccer, the greatest of them all.
Mega Man Soccer, yes.
The best. Gonna have a tournament of that. So we'll see how that happens. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's on PC only right now.
Yes. I'm sure eventually they'll get it on everything else because that's what they did with the last one.
I'm hoping.
But it seems like really weird to just gauge an audience only on PC when most of the fans were on console to begin with.
So yeah, this is becoming a weird trend where they're like, well, we're only gauging interest on Kickstarter, and then we're going to get other funding, like the Bloodstained, that Castlevania game. That's what they did. Apparently, Deep Silver is like really the ones that are publishing it.
Yeah. Bloodstained did that.
I think Yooka-Laylee, I think, is doing that a little bit.
And Shenmue 3 is also doing that as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird thing that's going on.
But hey, free money for people that just want to give it to you, I guess.
I guess.
Another thing that was announced at the AnimeCon, I don't know which one it is. Zero Escape 3. Is it just what is it? Is it called Zero Escape for each one?
I think that's just the working title. They didn't show a trailer or anything. They just said they showed the little guy in the mat with the mask, the gas mask, and like, yeah, coming summer 2016. But they had like nothing to show really. But I remember when that happened, people were like losing their minds on Twitter. Like I played Virtue's Last Reward on Vita, and it was okay. Like it didn't blow my mind, but people apparently love those games. Like,
it's not an us game.
It's a virtual novel. That's more or less. You got to pick choices and unlock doors, and the general premise of these games is you and a bunch of people are stuck in like a prison of sorts, and you have to figure out how to get out. And the drama is who dies, who doesn't die, who gets out, and then the real challenge is always getting the true ending of like what's really supposed to happen. And it makes it easy for you to like rewind and like remake choices if you want to like try a different route or something like that. But it didn't really do anything for me. But
is it anything like Dump and Ragun or whatever?
Oh, kind of, yeah. Danganronpa, yeah, a little bit. I think that game has more elements of Ace Attorney, though. I think this is just straight up, like, answering questions. No. Not so much, like, grilling people like an Ace Attorney. Like, presenting evidence. Because, like, people die and stuff in Danganronpa.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, figure out who killed them and stuff like that. I think Danganronpa is a lot more wacky.
Wacky and dark.
Yeah.
Or are they both dark, I take it?
I think the Zero Escape games are more dark and serious. They both have anime art styles, but I think the Zero Escape ones are a little bit more serious. And the Danganronpa's... I mean, the bad guy that runs it all is a freaking bear. So, like a teddy bear. So I don't know how serious you can take that.
Yeah. So a lot of people are excited. We're because we never really played the others. But I'm glad that you guys are excited. Yeah. But something for Maddy, actually. Say hello, Maddy.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, she's our behind-the-scenes girl. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's, yeah.
Yeah.
Minecon is going on right now. Mm-hmm. And they announced a story mode for Minecraft.
Well, that was kind of old news. Telltale is making like an adventure game based on Minecraft.
It's weird. Like, Minecraft is getting a story mode now.
That's weird.
It's weird for a sandbox game.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was a separate game. I thought that was literally just what it was called, Minecraft Story Mode. Or is it actually getting a story mode like separate from that Telltale game?
I just heard it's made by Telltale.
Oh, okay. So it must be the same one.
It's like the story mode for Minecraft. That's what's supposed to be.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Lots of new enhancements. You can now dual wield.
Oh, finally.
So now you can hold a torch and have a pick in another hand. So you're holding the torch and...
Have they introduced shields yet?
Shields are supposed to be coming.
That's good.
The end is now going to become like a whole world. So it's going to be like the Nether and stuff like that. It's just they're doing all these adding new stuff. And it's like, okay.
Oh, Minecraft has changed.
Yeah, Minecraft.
The game's so old. I can't believe they haven't added this stuff earlier.
I know.
Well, that's what mods were for.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play the game, you usually got mods.
I'm glad they're using two hands now, but
yeah,
I just want Minecraft 2 and see what they do with that.
Got a good soundtrack now.
It's not just that little piano song.
There's other songs now that are all piano-y.
I'm just gonna say I missed waterfall elevators. That's it.
Oh, did they get rid of those?
Yeah, they got rid of those since they made the water work.
Oh, you can't go up.
Yeah,
bummer.
It's been years since you could do that.
Oh.
Well, that's about how long since I've played the game then.
Pretty
much. So there, I didn't know this, but there was a Battlefront alpha for the PC, which is pretty intense. I wish I want to play it right now, but someone here has played it.
Yes, someone has.
Yeah. Oh, how'd you like it?
It was I didn't play a lot of it, and I was playing as a stormtrooper. The objectives, I wasn't really sure what was going on because there was like a lot more weird counters than normal, or what I mean is like tokens or like signals than normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it played similar to a Rush style game if you've ever played like Bad Company or anything like that for Battlefield, where it was like multiple phases. So in the beginning you're fighting to get through the rebel base, and then once you kind of get midway through, that's when the AT-AT walker shows up, and you're supposed to guard it while it goes through to the next base. The entire time you're just trying to push to the next area, but there'd be weird counters at the upper left corner where I could see like 6 Y-wings, and I didn't really know what that meant. I didn't mean that's like how many are coming in or stuff like that, but for the gameplay though, it was very... Hoth was like a very open, flat map with like a few trenches to go through. And you had the rebel base that you can go through on the left, and then there was like the trench parts on the outside toward the right of the map. And it could be actually pretty hard to navigate. Or what I mean by navigate is like to go across the battlefield, because it's so flat that usually everyone will just shoot you the moment they see you.
Yeah.
The game doesn't seem to be very hit scan based, so it's not like I see you and I shoot and I instantly hit you. You actually have to wait for your lasers to go pew pew and actually hit them.
Oh wow!
So
you got to lead people.
Yeah, so you got to lead people, and because your blasters don't shoot that fast, instead of like having like a 800 round gun per minute, it felt more like maybe like an 80 shot per minute type of gun type of thing. But it was still very fun. They changed a lot, so there's no specific button for grenade now. You actually have, or thermal detonator. You actually have to select it manually to go through. And littered around the battlefield is there's specific spots where you can go and get a power up. And sometimes a power up included like a TIE fighter, which I didn't exactly know what that meant.
Oh, you could fly a TIE fighter.
I don't know if it means you fly a TIE fighter or if you like call one to do like a bombing raid or something like that. Because I saw a lot of people in X-wings, and you can actually damage them with your regular blaster shots. I just didn't know how much damage they did. And there was a period where I did see the Millennium Falcon flying around, and I was like, "Oh no!" when I saw it flying around. It's like, that is not good news. What ended up happening is eventually our AT-AT got destroyed, and it was game over. And then it was the next round. So
you were the rebels.
And then I became the rebels. So I mean, it was pretty fun overall. Despite it being like only 40 people on the map, it still felt like it had the scale. Like it still felt like, hey, I had like the people here and everyone else was still there and I was still fighting. There was still no shortage of rebel scum.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw on the other side to shoot at.
So you enjoyed it? Are you excited for it?
Yeah. It was fun. It was great.
Because we're kind of on the edge. We just don't know what to expect.
Hey, I want to get my hands on it because you're talking about the Hoth map. I'm like, yeah, that map looks very flat. Like I was watching some of the leaked alpha, and it's just guys shooting at each other. One guy would die, then another would come, and they were just like trading blows, and it didn't look like anybody was making progress based on like where you spawn on each side of the map. So it didn't look like it looked really boring. Maybe the guy was just a terrible player, but
I mean, the objectives weren't super clear. They just said like, oh, you have to maintain your uplink, and I'm like, this doesn't look like it belongs to me, so I'm going to stand here until it looks like it belongs to me. And then I'm going to move away and hopefully, and like people would back me up. I didn't really know how to change classes, so I thought like, oh, maybe I have a jetpack.
Are there classes?
Yeah, there are jetpack.
Cool.
I think there are. Because I had teammates with jetpacks and they were able to like fly around, or maybe that's like one of the activated power-ups that I wasn't aware of. But one of the power-ups you can pick up is like a rocket, like a smart rocket, and that's how you can like take down the X-wings and other stuff whenever you need to, or any crafts. One of my favorite parts is running next to an ATST and it just blows up instantly. I'm like, oh, in here I thought this was a good idea, running next to this thing.
Whoops. Because it just gets one-shotted by a rocket.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe
It's like one or two shots.
It always explodes. All right, so looking forward to some more Battlefront. I can't wait to see that. I'm looking forward to Doom more, but nostalgia. That could be a good or bad thing for some people.
I've had many debates of people about this.
Many debates have been had.
Yes.
I say it could go both ways. Like I'm nostalgic for DBZ, and I enjoy every DBZ. But I know when there's some bad DBZ games like Battle of Z, and I don't buy it.
Well, I mean, more like, is nostalgia bad if it's like toward something more popular, but not necessarily as good, I guess. So I guess my main example for this, and I'm surely will catch a lot of flack, is Mario Kart 64.
Ooh.
Because that game is such hot garbage.
Now?
Well, yeah, because like let's see, introduction of the blue shell, Block Fort was stupidly designed.
The Banshee Boardwalk, oh my god.
Yeah, rubber banding AI, like that game is so not very good. Yeah, it's like almost everyone's favorite Mario Kart.
I think it was most people's first, probably.
And that's
or that was like, like you said, the nostalgia. And that's a lot of people saying like GoldenEye is the greatest FPS. I played GoldenEye, like literally 2 days ago, and it doesn't awful. Hold up. I had no idea how to even like walk. I'm like, what do you do? Like, how do you walk? Like, I can't believe we played this game.
Yeah,
but oddly,
it was insane.
But the thing is, so I think Mario Kart 64 is bad, but the best one by far, and it
Super Mario Kart.
No,
okay, good.
Double Dash.
Double Dash. I think a lot of people would say Double Dash is good.
Double Dash is the best because it was. For me, it's like the idea of having unique items and unique characters makes it so that organizing a team is more like strategic, and it's not just about weight class. It's like, no, well, I have to think about the weight class, and I have to think about what items I have. And then it also had like better maps. I mean, Baby Park. Oh, Baby Park.
You just go around in circles.
Yeah, no, but I like it because it truly is random, because when it's just a circle, you remove skill from the game in that sense, and it's just like everyone has the equal opportunity to just drift, like equally, and it's not like, oh, I missed this turn to this chicane or whatever, and then I don't know, shot matches and stuff like that. Where all the unique items mess around with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah. The one that scared me was the giant shell. You're just driving, and suddenly this huge ass shell just goes through the map. It's like, well, okay.
But but I mean, like, from a technical standpoint, like, every Mario Kart after didn't really advance on Double Dash.
Yeah, they kind of went back to the 64 formula.
Yeah,
right?
and everything
kept
like
it
went
simple.
backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, what I thought was weird, I don't know if this was 7 or 8 that did this, but in 64 you could, like, have an active item ready to go, but then you could also pick up an additional item, so you essentially always had 2 items, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so they didn't balance that until, well, I guess technically Double Dash.
Double Dash, okay.
Well, Double Dash, you had to hold the items.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't hold it, you had to, like, throw it and time it. But, like, everyone after that did go back to 64, they didn't balance that till technically Mario Kart 8.
Was it 8? Okay.
Because up until Mario Kart 7, you can still hold an item and pick up another one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, then they added the flying and the swimming, which was cool. But yeah, like, even like Nick's brother Brian, I was telling him about 8, and it's fun. He's like, whoa, it's HD, and that's pretty much all that's new about it, really.
Yeah, the only flying and swimming, the main things those change is it changes your speed. So because your kart actually has like 6 stats for speed. So it has ground, or it has your road speed, and then it has off-terrain speed, and it has air flight and swimming speeds. And then that's how fire hopping works, is because the way you keep jumping, it uses your air speed, which is usually faster than your ground speed to work. That's why glitches like that work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maddie, you started with Mario DS.
I did play Mario 64.
I know you did.
First, but
did you?
I played the DS definitely more.
Mm-hmm.
I played the whole game. Loved it.
You loved that one?
Of course, I was young.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, then what do you think about the Mario Kart 64? Did you love it that one as well?
I did, mostly because that whenever I played that one, I had you or other of my friends with me, so I had more fun playing with people.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, when I play it now, I do notice the hard controls and the AI. But
I noticed the 15 frames per second.
Oh my gosh, nothing runs good on 64, man. It's, especially GoldenEye runs at like 5 frames a second. Yeah. It's horrible.
Because I played GoldenEye when I was like 8 too, and I thought it was the best thing ever. And then recently you play it, and it's just like, how do I move?
Yeah, right.
How do I walk?
Exactly.
Where's my guns?
I mean, yeah, there's those things, and but I feel like a game that has aged really well is Turtles in Time, because
just beating stuff up.
But it's not just that, but it's still like the way you beat people up. Like, everything's still contextually controlled. Like, it's not just whether I'm slashing him. It's like, I know I'm grabbing him and I'm about to throw him, or I'm going to throw him in toward the screen, or like just slam him down, or like the jump attacks. Like, everything's like really actually complicated in that game in the way you move. And like, most games now try and simplify that, but that game is still, I don't know, that game's still just, I think, is really good.
And it was funny because I remember when there might have been some nostalgia glasses, or I don't know what you want to call this, but I remember they did a remake on Xbox 360 last gen.
Was that Turtles in Time? Or I thought that was the arcade machine.
It was the arcade version of Turtles in Time, so it didn't have the extra levels to the console version of Turtles in Time.
And people hated it. They're like, what happened to the gameplay? Why is it so bad? I'm like, maybe you're just remembering Turtles in Time better than you thought, because it's, how can you change that game, you know? Did you play the remake?
Yeah, I did. They changed some stuff where, like, you can actually you can walk all 8 directions now, like up left and up right. Before it was just the 2D plane. And it was still kind of similar. I mean, I didn't think it was a terrible game. I was hoping that if it had the original soundtrack intact in any way or form, like, it would have been so much better.
Did they do some kind of like remixes of them or something?
No, they had to get a different composer, because the new game is published by, I want to say it's Ubisoft.
Oh, not
and
Konami.
It's not Konami,
okay.
Because they don't have the licenses anymore, so they couldn't even use the music at all. And it just, for me, that was like a
music is always a big part of games, right?
It's a big part of it. So even though the game itself, I didn't think was that bad, it was unfortunate.
Yeah, totally. I know what you mean.
That the experience was ruined by just not having like a good soundtrack.
It's kind of like the what's it called? The Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion remake that they did.
I didn't know they did a remake of that.
Yeah, they remade it, and it was like all 3D and everything, and they redid the music, and I was like, no, this is not the music I remember. So, good thing is that they allowed you to play the old music. So it had all the Genesis music all playing. I'm like, this is perfect. But the levels did not feel the same at all. They didn't remake it like perfect, like exactly. They just made it like a 3D platformer.
Oh.
So sadly, that it just didn't feel the same.
I feel like a game that was remastered almost too good, like they didn't take any liberties whatsoever, was the DuckTales remaster. Because it's literally the same levels, like almost like frame to frame. They did the same music, which was great. It's still just as hard. Yeah. Like it's super hard, and it looks amazing. Like they makes it look like the old cartoons, and they have the voice actors and stuff, which is cool. But
I had no nostalgia of that game. I never played any of those NES games except Mega Man. Like, would you say Mega Man aged well?
Yeah, totally. I think 1 is maybe a little hard, but I think the rest of them have aged pretty well.
Yeah, I would say at least 2+. Like everything's like
really
still
solid,
good.
Especially X. X, I think maybe has aged the best because it moves faster. There's RPG like elements where you have to like get the heart tanks and the parts and stuff like that.
What X didn't age well was 7.
7, yeah, 7.
7 was just bad and all around.
Well, they tried to make it like fully 3D where you like walk around and stuff, and it just like they didn't have any good ideas. So
it was so bad. Remember when we were playing it?
Yeah,
it was like, what is this?
I didn't think 7 would be so terrible if it just didn't have the voice acting.
Really? You thought the gameplay was fine?
No, I'm not saying the gameplay was fine. I'm just saying it would be, instead of having like 5 nails in my back, if it was like 4 nails in my back, it wouldn't hurt as much.
Dr. Wowie.
That added to the charm.
That was Mega Man 7, which was also not very good.
That was Mega Man 8.
Oh, was it 8? Okay.
Yeah. No, but
a lot of people don't like 8 for some reason. I enjoy it.
I did like 8.
Yeah, I like how it felt.
I don't know. It's like sluggish. I don't know how to know how to put it into words.
Yeah, and I mean, it's more like the way that the screen shifted didn't seem as fast as the previous ones, but I didn't think it was, anything really bad. What, you didn't like the jump, slides?
I love the jump, slides.
Jump, slide. I don't remember that.
That was during a Frostman's level when you were on the jet ski, and there's a little robot that comes and tells you what's coming up, and you have to like.
Oh, that's right.
Jump,
yeah.
Slide.
Oh
jump,
my
jump,
god!
slide.
Yeah. For Mega Man 8 though, I first played it on the Sega Saturn version.
Oh wow!
The definitive version.
Was it different?
Yeah, it was actually a lot different.
Did that have better?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a lot different, but the Tengu Man's level had a whole different song.
Really?
It was completely different. And they actually brought back 2 Robot Masters that were not in the PlayStation version, which is Cutman and Woodman.
Oh, weird. Huh.
Yeah.
They're not even from the same game originally.
Yeah.
Well, they did have that Robot Museum level in 8. Was that 8?
7.
That was 7. Yeah.
But in the middle level, so there's an intro level and then 4 bosses, and then there's like a middle level where you go fight Duo. Mm-hmm. In the middle level, that's when you go into a side path, that's where you fight Cutman. And then in Searchman's level, the midway boss was Woodman.
Interesting. Weird. That's cool. I like little cameos like that.
Oh, like Mega Man X8? Do you know about the cameo of Mega Man X8?
I played X8. I don't remember the cameo.
In Mega Man X8, if you have a save file for Mega Man X command mission in one of the cyber levels, when you get to a special teleporter, it'll be like, oh, this is for a level called CM. And when you go into it, it's actually 8-bit Cutman.
Oh, wow.
And when he jumps and he turns, he actually is like a 2D plane, and you actually see him turning and flipping, kind of like Paper Mario.
He's just like a flat image. That's funny.
What was unfortunate about him though is every time he hit you, it only did 1 bar of damage. And I was hoping he would do his like Mega Man style of damage, where it takes like a third of your health.
Yeah.
Every time he hit you.
Mega Man X8 actually, I thought it was pretty good. It really improved on 7, I should say.
If you mean just taking out all the 3D parts, then yeah.
Yeah, but still, it still didn't. Yeah, that game was just terrible. 8 was alright.
8 was good.
Mm-hmm.
I liked 8.
I think I've only really played up to 5, maybe.
Connor actually is borrowing 8. We should ask him next time. Wonder what his impressions are on that.
5 is easy, and then
5 is easy.
No, so 5 is easy, and then because of the way how everyone said how easy it was. They're like, fine, we'll make Mega Man X6, and then everyone's like complaining, this is super stupid and hard.
I love Mega Man X6 because of how hard it is.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. It's so hard that once you know how to beat it, you're just like, I'm the god. I'm so good at this game.
I'm God.
Like, what I like to do, and I like to make it harder on myself and play as Zero. Because Zero, because at first...
Does he not have a blaster?
No. You have to find him first. So you have to do a level, because in X6, the levels change over time, and they make it more difficult.
Interesting.
And so you have to do a level first, and then I know where to get Zero, like, really easily. So then I play as Zero, and then everything's all, like, swordplay, melee, which makes the game, like, really, really hard. And it's just fun to play.
Well, you can just do sword mode with Mega Man only.
Well, he only has a slash. It's not like really quick, like, you know, the 3 slashes. It's just one huge slash.
They actually changed his animations for that.
In what?
Mega Man X6 Zero.
Yeah, Zero. His sword is like really like, it's like a square sword and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
it's like an actual beam lightsaber instead of like an anime like curved. Lightsaber.
Oh, weird.
I love Zero in X6. He's so good. But
yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
But he's not supposed to be there because he's supposed to be dead. But, you know.
Spoilers.
Well,
game's like 15 years old, Nick. God.
X5.
Or not even that old, probably.
X5 was supposed to be the end. That was supposed to be... Actually, I think X5.
Wasn't Metal Gear Solid 1 supposed to be the end, too? People always say that. Oh, but this makes us a ton of money, so we'll just keep making them.
Well, that's because Inafune stopped with 5.
Oh.
And he wanted it to end there, and then the Capcom's like, we need more money. And they made X6.
Money.
And then he tried to end it again because Zero went to sleep. And then after that, it was supposed to be the Zero series. So he goes to sleep at the end of 6, and then he wakes up in Zero. That's how it's connected.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever played Zero?
Yeah.
It does not feel like it's connected anywhere, unless anywhere at all. Only when, at all. It doesn't feel like it's connected to this X series at all.
I mean,
said that like 3 times.
They could still just do a connector in some way.
I mean, it's connected, other than from Zero, but the world doesn't feel like the same.
Well, yeah, because the robot apocalypse happened, and yeah,
it's true.
So we were kind of talking about how nostalgia can be bad as far as like games that you think are good. I think, as Leonard put it, games that are bad but you think they're good or something like that. So like,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate and put you in, like, you guys argue.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII. You like it. You hate it.
Well, I don't have to hate it when it's such a terrible game.
There you go.
He just sees it as a fact.
Yep.
That it's a bad game.
It is fact.
You'll see there.
He doesn't like it. See? So, nostalgic. Is it because of nostalgia, or is it?
No, it's when you play the game, it's terrible. That's what happens.
Explain your terribleness.
Yeah, why is it terrible?
Someone kind of explained the story to me, because I don't think anybody can explain the story.
Is it terrible because of the story?
Okay, well, I mean, to be fair, every Final Fantasy after what? 3? Technically?
3 as in 6?
3, no, 3 as in 3.
Okay.
Every game after 3 technically like regressed in terms of like options and stuff like that. So because in 3 you had 4 people, and all 4 of your people can be any class they want whatsoever. And they decided it afterward that was maybe too many choices, and everyone was now like pigeonholed to a specific character, like archetype.
Yeah.
So for example, in 6, like Locke is a thief. You're stuck that way, and everyone in 7 is stuck the way they are. Stuff like that. So,
I guess you can change it based on what material you put on them.
Like, yeah.
The only differences between characters are the limit breaks. I mean, they're all just dudes that kill you or that hit stuff. Except Eris, she can heal you.
Yeah, I guess. Well, in that case, like, I guess 6 kind of decided to go the 3 route because you can actually learn any magic you want with any character you want.
Didn't 9 do that too?
9, you were very specific. Like, Zidane was a thief. Like, what's his name?
No, but I thought there was actually like a job system in 9 that was similar to the way you learned in, or I mean, technically, Tactics Advance borrowed the learning job system of 9.
So you got your abilities from your weapons and your gear. That's how you learned abilities.
Yeah.
But you couldn't, like, only certain characters could use certain gear. So in that sense, it was limited.
Yeah.
So like only the thief character could have daggers and so on and so forth. But
right, but once you learn the abilities, can't you like combine them with other class types to mix and match kind of hybrid classes? Kind of like Tactics Advance and Tactics Advance 2.
I'm not sure. I mean, probably a little bit because I mean, like armlets and stuff, right? Like equipment could be used by different people, so in that sense, maybe. But I don't know if I got that deep.
Okay. But well, I mean, Tactics Advance came out after 9, so
it was during. It was like during 12.
Wait, what?
Wasn't Tactics Advance came out around 12, or was it 10?
No, I think Tactics Advance 2 came out around 12.
Mm.
Yeah, because that was during the time of the Ivalice Alliance, and that's when they re-released War of the Lions, and then 12, and then Tactics Advance 2, so they could hit every single platform type.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good. And maximize profits.
So anyway, with 7, you feel like it limited.
Well, I mean, like it's not just
it's
not just the limiting of the customization, but it's like the story doesn't make sense at all whatsoever. And then Advent Children, to try and explain everything, made even less sense.
Just fucked. Like nobody knows what that movie's about.
Yeah.
Like okay, I can give you a very basic overview of what 7 is. So in 7. You start off, you're trying to save the world because this company, Shinra, is trying to suck all the life out of the earth.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually you run into this guy, Sephiroth, and his master plan is to summon Meteor. And in his ultimate wisdom, he feels like when Meteor destroys Earth, he's going to become one, because the planet rebuilds itself with the life stream if it gets damaged, right? So his idea is, if I can crash Meteor into the planet, there's going to be so much life stream that I'll be able to absorb it all and be like this ultimate crazy super being. That's more or less the plot, and it doesn't make any sense, but that's what it is.
I thought it was technically because he had to go, not because of the live stream, but I thought it was because of Genova.
Well, that's his mother,
right? But because of the way his mom died, he's trying to resurrect her to become one with her.
I think that's more Advent Children.
No, in Advent Children, he just wants to turn the planet into a spaceship to go look for his mom. Is what happens in Advent Children.
How is he alive in Advent Children?
Advent Children makes no sense to me. There was like this sickness, and then there were like 3 of them, and they all combined to like form Sephiroth. Yeah, Advent Children makes no sense to me.
Okay,
it's stupid. But I don't know if it was the resurrection. Because from what I just remember, that's the whole point of Meteor, is to destroy Earth, and there's so much life stream that he'll become super powerful.
So and then he'll become one with his mother because she's part of the live stream, I guess. Now,
no,
well,
she's not.
She was Cetra, part of these ancients, or she came from space.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it too.
He's
trying
an alien.
Yeah,
something.
Well, so Aerith is an alien as well, I take it.
They're so Sephiroth is the son of Hojo, who's the crazy scientist at Shinra, and this other lady, and I can't remember her name, but he gets infused with the Genova cells. That's what Soldier is. Those are all, or no, Soldier is Mako, the energy in the planet, but he had Genova cells put in him, and that's why he's all crazy, super powerful, I guess. Yeah, it's stupid.
But
anyway.
Was the story bad because of bad translation? Do you think?
The localization was bad.
The only good thing that came out of FF7 was the fact that Cloud said Xenogears, and we got Xenogears, the game, which is so good. Anyways, I don't care what you think of Disc 2. Xenogears is the best.
I think you would enjoy Connor.
So, all in defense of Final Fantasy VII. I think it was a lot of people's first 3D RPG, and a lot of people's first RPG, period. A lot of people didn't know what that was. We had a lot of 2D RPGs on Super Nintendo, and I feel like a lot of people thought those were weird and didn't play them. We had Baldur's Gate, which is something completely different. It's not the same kind of game. So when you could walk around in this 3D open world, and it really funnels you down, from path to path.
Oh yeah.
But it gives you at some point you get the airship and you can kind of do what you want. But there were like environments like that, like we had never seen before, and like those crazy CG animated cutscenes that we hadn't seen before, and there were just so many secrets to find. You know, like finding all your limit breaks, your final weapons, all the summons, and the chocobo racing. There was just so many things to do. I feel like people got attached to certain moments or certain characters or whatever, and there just wasn't a game like that at the time.
So it's very nostalgic.
I don't know if it's nostalgic, but at the time, yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't hold up for sure.
We're saying, like, for nostalgia, though, that's why you're excited for the 7 remake.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I wanted to save this part of the conversation for now. How some people you're saying, like, oh, they're upset because they're going to change it.
Yeah.
I want them to change it. If it's the exact same with better graphics, I'll be disappointed. Mm-hmm. I want them to flesh out the mini games at Gold Saucer. I want them to add new areas, because I feel like the best remake of all time is the Resident Evil 1 remake, because not only does it look better, but they added new stuff in it, because it kind of messes with your expectations. Like in the hallway when the dogs jump out, in the remake when you walk down the hallway the glass cracks but nothing comes out, and they introduced the Crimson Heads, where if you don't burn them they'll come back and kill it, like they'll get resurrected back to life and kill you. So they added little elements, they added new rooms.
No, but what I mean is, like, what if they change the story?
I don't
like elements
like
of the
what
story.
Like what?
I don't know.
It would, unless it's something like extreme, then that would be bad. I don't think they're going to do that, though. They didn't say.
There's only one extreme thing they could do in the game, and that's it.
What? Not kill Ares?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like such a memorable moment. They have to.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's obvious it's going to.
Yeah, there's no way they're not going to do that.
That is the only part they'll actually do in like 4K.
That'd be
like that
funny.
entire scene.
They'll do in a cutscene. But yeah,
when that game comes out, there's going to be so many videos of people reacting to that scene on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're like, I'm here, I'm going to watch it. Oh my god, no.
Can they do like a fake Silent Hill 2? Or like fake Silent Hill 2 thing for that?
What's
fake
that?
sound?
Like, the
I've played Silent Hill 2.
Like the fake ending?
Which one?
The Shiba?
The dog one?
Yeah, no, like the Shiba Inu is the one with the sword and comes and stabs and kills Ares.
Just trolls you. I hope they play with your expectations. Though maybe she dies in a different way, or like you meet characters differently. Like I'm saying, like Yuffie and Vincent. I hope you find those guys in a different way, because Yuffie, however you say your name, you find her just by walking around in a forest, more or less. Like I don't know how you're going to simulate that in like a big open world 3D game.
It was like a random encounter you could find.
No, but what if they like left they left the overworld in like that 32-bit type of thing? So I was like part of the nostalgia, but like everything else is like.
I almost wouldn't mind that, like, because Ni no Kuni did that, and I love Ni no Kuni, and I almost feel like it would save them on a lot of processing power. Because imagine if you had to make that whole game open world, like that would be really hard to do.
I would not mind it having the old school style overworld.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't either. I think people are going to be disappointed if it's not, but I wouldn't mind, because I know that's going to be the hardest part to simulate in the current gen graphics, especially with the airship.
No, I mean, it's just like a more HD version of like the 32-bit overworld.
Oh, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. You have to redo the models and everything to make it look nice.
I would like you were saying about the Resident Evil remake, the Tales of Destiny remake for the PS2. It changed a bunch of story elements. It removed some story elements. It changed a lot of things, like just a lot of things in general, like where things are and stuff like that. That's what a remake should be about, I think. It should be the similar, but it should add stuff and change stuff.
Yeah, because the developers even said that of 7 at least. So like, well, if we're gonna remake it, why do the exact same game? Like, why not add stuff or fix things that we thought were dumb, or we had limitations and we couldn't do what we wanted to do? So totally
random battles, or no, they're definitely gonna.
It has to be.
I don't know. No, I think they're going to.
That is so archaic.
They're gonna show the enemies now.
Like that is not fun. I'm just saying that. My favorite genre of all time is JRPGs, and random battles are not fun anymore. Like Bravely Default totally spoiled me, where you can adjust the encounter rate either to 0 or 200. Like, and they either.
So what if they just do that?
I'd be okay with that. That's at least a good concession, because that if you don't want to deal with that, you can turn it down and just run. Or if you want to grind, have at it. But they can't leave it like it is, because I tried replaying Final Fantasy IX, and it was just so infuriating. I was just trying to get to where I wanted to go. I just kept running into battles. And
what if they changed it to like Final Fantasy 1?
Oh,
every single step.
That would be fucking terrible. I remember me and Nick, we were trying to do this like playthrough of every Final Fantasy, and we started with 1, and we're like, Nick, this game is terrible.
Yeah, we couldn't get through it. We're like, what happened is that we kept playing, and someone would die, and we were like, fuck, we have to go all the way back to the town.
Phoenix Downs were like insanely expensive, or they just weren't in the game.
They weren't in the game. You had to like talk to someone to resurrect your characters, and it was like,
the game is awful.
That was a bad one. We were playing the PS1 version. I think there's a remake where it actually adds
makes it playable.
So
nah, I don't think I can actually do PlayStation remakes of like the older Final Fantasy games, just because they load. It takes so long to load. Like playing Final Fantasy VI on PlayStation 1 is one of the biggest chores ever, because it takes like 4 seconds to load into a battle, and then when you win, which only takes like 2 seconds, it takes 4 seconds to load back to the overworld. I'm like, all right, no, I'm not doing this anymore now.
Well, to go off of the random encounters, do you think they'll keep the turn-based battles the same? Because I almost don't want them to do that either. I feel like a good compromise, as much as people didn't like this game, is the Lightning Returns battle system, in which
I have not played Lightning Returns yet.
So the way that works is you have 3 like classes or like costumes, and they each have their own stamina meter. So you're like free to move within the battle, and you're like actively like hitting and doing spells. But then like your stamina will exhaust, and you have to change into a different like class or change your costume or whatever. And then that has its own stamina. So I'm almost thinking that would be a good way to be able to incorporate your 3 party members, because you have to be able to play as all your party members, or people are going to be upset. So that's a good way of being able to play as all 3 party members and keeping it turn-based in a sense. So if they do essentially just a Lightning Returns battle system, I think that's a really good compromise. And I think that battle system is fun. As much as the story is garbage, like that's probably the best part about that game.
If you're able to see the monsters, but kept the turn-based ATB battle system.
I don't think.
How would you be mad?
That system doesn't hold up anymore. I don't think it's fun anymore.
Well,
I think that was the limitations of the time. You know.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it has to hold up though. It's just the way the game is, and that's why you're playing it.
I wouldn't be upset, because I'd be like, all right, fine, that's what it is. But if they did something else, I would be more in favor of that. I just don't think turn-based battles are fun anymore. There's better ways to do it.
I would love for them to do like the first battle you do, right? It goes all classic, it looks like it's about to be a turn-based game, and then it gets all action-y.
Just changes on it? Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Just like the first battle,
No, I mean, I guess if they do that, though, so say they change the battle system a lot, then it'll just be like the first 10 hours of the game is just tutorials about the battle system.
I don't want them to make it that complex.
No, I mean, but that's how a lot of the more recent games are. It's like they keep introducing new elements to you, like every hour.
Oh, 13?
Yeah. I like 13, actually.
Oh, I couldn't get through that.
I like 13 because they removed a lot of the elements that were annoying for past Final Fantasy games. Like, you don't have to backtrack, and you don't have to grind. And as much as everyone thinks that 13 is so linear, no one wants to backtrack or grind anyways. And did you ever play 13?
I played all of Lightning Returns, which is not really linear. So no, I haven't played the original 13.
So 13, like, it's just one pathway, right, for most of it. Mm-hmm. But there's set amounts of enemies anyways that you can go back and grind because they respawn if you want to. Mm-hmm. But the game caps you off at a certain point every time of how much you can expand. So there's no point in repeatedly grinding, because every single part in the game you will only get as powerful as you can for that moment until the game decides to allow you to learn more skills. Mm-hmm. So you're able to you're able to steadily keep going and like go along with the game and the story if you want. And the most of the game that I actually like is the battle system, where everyone I know they don't like it, but it's more about your characters can only be set roles in set parties, but you can change your entire team on the fly.
Paradigm shift.
Yeah, paradigm shift. Or they were actually called something else in the Japanese version, which I think I like the name better. But anyways, but the thing for that is you have to make the decisions of what you want to be. So that's what I like about it. So as much as people say all you do is you mash X and you win or whatever it is, it's like, no, you still have to switch. And the whole point is to keep your combo chain up, and it gets more complicated than that. But I mean, that's what I like about 13. But if they were to bring back an actual good Final Fantasy game, I would want them to bring back 6. I would not mind random battles. I would not mind like the way they kept it.
Have they ever remade that?
No. They made it for the phone, but it was terrible.
But it wasn't a remake though, was it?
They changed the graphics, but it wasn't a remake. It was a port, and they changed the graphics for some reason.
They just like smoothed all the textures, and that was really it.
Yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so nostalgia. It could be bad sometimes, good sometimes.
I think it's just the worst when everyone.
Yeah. Okay. It's worse when everyone just defends it because of nostalgia. It's like, this game's the best thing ever because it was best thing ever in 1997.
No, yeah, it's like, it's the best thing ever because I played it when I was younger.
Yeah. I'll say this. I don't think there's anything wrong with liking a game purely for nostalgia reasons, but saying you should like it because it's good is different. Like, for me, like we're talking about here, 7, I like 7. Nobody's going to stop me from liking 7, but do I hope everybody else likes it? I mean, if you don't, then you don't. That's fine.
But, I mean, it's more along the lines of, like... I mean, yeah, obviously, there's a demand for the game. Everyone wants 7. And it's because of this that... like 10 years later, like, all right, I guess we'll give it to you, and, you know...
Emergency, press the button.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not like they need to do it. I mean, Square makes enough money as it is, like... off of 14 or the other games, Tomb Raider, Just Cause.
Their reasoning?
Yeah, their reasoning is that they want to kickstart the console sales in Japan. So they're making Kingdom Hearts 3, they're remaking...
They already own like most of the market anyways.
I know, but they want consoles to sell well again.
Well, there's only like 1 million PS4s in Japan though. They want like a ton in Japan.
No, there's like 20 million PS4s out there
worldwide. There's only 1 million of them in
which is the
Japan,
most of any console.
I know, but Japan's not selling well. It's selling everywhere else.
Like we'll buy Final Fantasy, but they want Japan gamers to buy those games
because Japan gamers is all focused on mobile games.
Oh, but they have their I don't really want to say it, but that 61 word game.
The 60 word
one where you take pictures of girls in panties.
Yeah, because that'll save the PS4, Japan, right? Won't it?
I don't know what we're talking about.
There's a game that's 61 words long, where all you do is you take photos of schoolgirls' upskirts.
Oh, that's a Square Enix game?
No, it's not a Square Enix game, but I'm saying that's a game that just came out in like Japan.
Yeah, I remember that. It was something high school, and yeah, I remember seeing that. I'm like, that looks kind of cool, and then like, oh, he's taking underskirt pants. That's weird.
Yeah, no, I'm a guy who does not like the PS4. No, I mean the hardware's good. I just don't think Sony knows how to like market anything on it, and I think all their exclusives are terrible.
Yeah, it was funny. It's funny that you say that. They don't even know. They're like, we don't know why it's selling. Like when it started, like when it destroyed Xbox out of the gate, they're like, we have no idea why it's selling. Like they straight up said that.
No, well, they know why, and it's because like it wasn't, it didn't have the DRMs or anything.
Oh yeah, they owned them at E3. That's what happened.
Yeah,
yeah, like they owned them at E3, and then it's like, so what do we have 2 years later?
The best exclusive is Bloodborne, and then like after that, it's a pretty drastic drop off. It's like Resogun. And then, like, I don't know. I didn't really care for Shadowfall. I didn't play Knack, which apparently is terrible.
If you have a PS4, there's no reason for you to buy an Xbox One right now.
But if you have an
Xbox One, there's no reason to buy a PS4.
Right.
Like, period.
Yeah. So you need, unless you like the exclusives, it's like you need to wait until the exclusives are out, pick which one your friends have, and then there you go. That's all you need to do.
And really, the only one that I feel like is going to be of any consequence that people are really excited about is that Horizon Zero Dawn, the robot dinosaur game. Like, that was a lot of people's game of the show, and that game looked freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And 7, they said it's coming
Guerrilla
first.
Games needs to actually learn how to make a game for once first.
They make good games. I think they're just stuck with Killzone because Sony was like, you got to make
Killzone's so terrible.
Killzone's Shadowfall was just a basic shooter.
All of them are like not very good.
Well, it sold millions of copies, so somebody likes them.
I know the first one. The
first one was bad.
The first one shouldn't have been on the PS2. It was trying to be like really cinematic and everything like that, and it just
was it ahead of its time, kind of
It just
I didn't play it, so I don't know anything about it.
It's just very. You know how cinematic the second one was. Like,
oh yeah.
It was trying to do that, but on the PS2, and it just didn't run well, and it was just very cliche and everything like that.
My friend was actually stuck on the first level for Killzone 2.
Really?
Because his 6-axis broke like internally, so it had no gyroscope. So there's a part when it's like you have to hold R1 to crank the wheel. It didn't like the controller didn't register that. So he's like, well, time to play online. Couldn't get past the first level.
Yeah, all that 6-axis garbage was terrible. Like when Uncharted, you had to like aim with the controller to throw the grenade. That was terrible.
They always do that.
I hate when Sony forces developers to like use stuff.
For the first like 2 years, they do that, like, and then it's done. Like for the Vita.
Oh god, Uncharted Golden Abyss is so bad with that stuff. Like the final fight is all, what's the word?
I want to say
QuickTime events with swiping though, and it didn't register the swipes very well. And I somehow trudged through to get the platinum trophy on that game, which was maybe the worst thing ever. Because like if you get hit once on the final boss, you have to start from the beginning, and like it would constantly not register, and I was like pulling my hair out. It was
But the funny thing is, the flip side of it though is like Splatoon does that, but it does it like really well, like where you aim with it like very like. Slightly.
Sure. Yeah, I know a lot of people. People like the gyroscope on Splatoon. Some people initially didn't like it, but I think people are coming around to it.
I liked it on the Zelda games. It was really easy to aim your bow.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's something like more current, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it just when they forced it, and it didn't need to be there. That's what I was. That's what I'm talking about. Like like the Killzone 2 thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Killzone 2 was fun. It was just, I think it was way overhyped. And Sony was just like falling apart at that time because everyone just did not like the PS3 and stuff like that.
The $599 to get a second job.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Talk about being cocky. One of the worst E3s like of all time, like PR wise, was E3 2006 for Sony.
So bad.
Ridge Racer. Remember that one?
Yeah. I just remember. I mean, I had a PS3 when it launched. I enjoyed it. It didn't have games a couple times. Once Warhawk was released.
I like Warhawk.
Yeah, Warhawk was really fun.
Warhawk was awesome.
I really enjoyed Warhawk. It was just, I want Warhawk 2 and not Starhawk.
I never played Starhawk.
It's not Warhawk.
It was all right.
It was cool. It just wasn't. It's like it was not Warhawk.
Yes.
So they need to make a Warhawk 2.
Wait, when's PlanetSide coming out? Is it out yet?
It's out now.
Oh.
Yeah, you can play it right now on the PS4. I mean, it's been out on the PC for a while.
Yeah, I know.
But right now it's on PS4. I have a little fun topic now we could play. I know all of us are Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, we all love Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes. For the record, my favorite Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Great game.
It's great.
I've never beaten a numerical Final Fantasy, but I have beaten all 3 Tactics games.
All right. So, they're going to make Final Fantasy Tactics 2. What would you...
When?
No. I'm
hypothetically.
I was about to say, like, you're blowing my mind right now.
Hypothetical question. A real Final Fantasy Tactics 2. Not an advance, but a sequel to for War of the Lions.
My only requirement is it's an Ivellus. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Which
Evilus.
Which one? The one on the advance?
I don't care.
I want it to be like a continuation of War of the Lions.
Yeah.
What would you want in that game?
Oh, man.
Like, well, what do you mean?
Like what do you want it to be? Look like, story, gameplay?
Like the game looked like... Oh, I mean, if it just looks like Tactics 1.
Like just the same game with more, essentially?
Yeah, I would not care. If you told me, like, you gave me Tactics 1, and it just has, like, more levels or more story, like Zalbag and Dysenderg and all that stuff, they're all in it, like, yeah, sure, all right.
Yeah, I would take more of the same. In my head, there's like 2... I would want it to go one of 2 ways. One, just keep it exactly the same, like the sprites, the grid battles, because there's so much customization, there's so many things you can do with that game. Or go the Valkyria Chronicles route, where it's still a tactics RPG, but like you can only move a certain way, and you can exhaust stamina, like attack or move or whatever. And it looked super beautiful, cel shaded, like the cutscenes in War of the Lions.
I would not like that.
Those are the one of 2 ways.
Hey man, Phil Lamar was in War of the Lions.
No.
He was Ramza.
No, I would not like
Valkyria
the Valkyria Chronicles in my Final Fantasy Tactics. If they made a completely a game that's not called Final Fantasy Tactics like that, then yeah, that'd be cool. But if it's
you want a classic,
if it's Final Fantasy Tactics, it has to be grid based.
It has to be Tactics.
It has to be grid based.
Yeah, I think probably in the end I want grid based because that's. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of this game called.
Wait, no, there's whatchamacallit? Untold Story though. That's coming out.
Untold. Yeah, well, I'm curious to see gameplay of that because it's got Mitsuno.
Oh yeah, I
but I don't know how much heavily he's involved or whatever. So that's kind of our last hope for that kind of game, I suppose.
I just want to say that, kind of along those lines, the more I see for Mighty Number 9, the more I do not like it.
Did you play the beta when they sent codes out or whatever?
No.
Oh, okay. It plays. It's fun to play. It doesn't look good at all. I don't like the art style.
It's not that. It's more like it doesn't. It plays less like a Mega Man game and more like it's a built-in speedrunning type of game.
It's the dashing that's weird, because you have to.
Yeah, it's very fast-paced.
You have to dash into people to kill them. I mean, you could kill them by shooting them.
To get the best score, you have to get them immediately as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean, though. It's like it looks less like a Mega Man game, and I don't know. It's like originally when I backed it, I thought I was getting a Mega Man game, and that it doesn't look like that's what I'm getting at all. So for Untold Story, back to that, I backed it, I'm getting it, but I hope it just looks like Tactics.
Have they not shown gameplay? That Kickstart happened years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, about a year and a half, I think. We should be getting it somewhat soon, but it didn't get overwhelmingly backed either.
It just barely made it, kind of thing.
No, I mean it made it over, and it might have hit the first two stretch goals, and that's really it. I think it didn't get the overwhelming overwhelming support.
Sure.
All 67,000 of you for Mighty Number 9, and I'm salty about that.
Salty. I don't think it had a name to back it up, like
Inafune.
Inafune.
I mean, they said they had Mitsuno helping, but people don't really know who that guy is unless you're a really hardcore Tactics fan.
Mm-hmm. So Tactics 2, same classes, more classes, new classes.
Yeah, it's new classes.
Get rid of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's a little OP, or make it harder to get.
Well, it was hard to get. It was just once you got him, you destroyed everyone.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have no shortage of ideas for classes. What is it? Tactics Advanced 2 had, I think, 50. So they had a lot of classes.
That sounds like a balancing nightmare from a development standpoint, but as a player, that's great. You get choices that
I think a lot of them were very similar, though.
Yeah, they had similar abilities and stuff like that. But, no, still fun.
I just want it. I just want to see it. I want to be there, see it announced.
Yeah, that would be. That's we keep talking about this year as the year of dream games, The Last Guardian and Shenmue 3 and the 7 remake. That's a dream game that I'd love to see happen. That's one of the ones I'm waiting for.
Yeah, we reacted when we saw Shenmue 3. We're oh my god, Shenmue 3. I don't really care for the game. It's just oh my gosh, it was announced.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was, I guess.
Yeah, I think I was so... if you go back and watch the video from our Twitch stream, I was freaking out because I'm really, this is happening? I've never played the game, so it means nothing to me, but it was just that's one of those Half-Life 3 Holy Grail kind of games, wow, we're finally getting it.
Right after the Final Fantasy 7, and right after Last Guardian.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Because, that E3, everyone was Last Guardian's not happening, FF7's not happening, Shenmue 3's not happening, and then they all happened. We just needed Half-Life 3 to be happening, and then it wouldn't have been the best.
Done.
Sure, I guess.
Leonard thought it was hot trash.
Hot trash.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. All right. So
if Half-Life 3 ever comes out, I'll be happy for all the people just so they can finally shut up about Half-Life 3.
Right?
Yeah. I'm with him on that one. I don't think Half-Life is the greatest shooter ever. Everyone else said.
I think it was along the same lines of 7. It was revolutionary for its time, and I think it's gone on. Games have done it better.
It's only revolutionary because of mouse look, and that's really it.
It's fun to play. It's just not the greatest ever shooter ever. When people say,
whoa, I wouldn't even go that far. So
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it.
Well, I guess that's one person.
The second one, though, is it's the greatest FPS of all time. No, it's not. It's not. Counter-Strike's the great... No, I'm just joking.
I hate all of you.
That'll do it for today. Thanks for watching or listening to this week's LHG podcast. You could... man, there's no camera right now. Well, you could listen to us on Night of Living Geeks or on iTunes, so make sure to go there to check us out if you want an MP3 format on that. Follow us on Twitter at LHG Podcast. And go to our Facebook to like us there at The Honest Gamers. And we'll be back next Wednesday with a working camera.
Sorry about that one.
It's all good. Thanks, Maddie, for being here. I know you're quiet because
I'm not that experienced, so I don't want to ruin it.
It's all good.
Fair enough.
You're just talking to a mic. You don't have to be experienced.
It's true.
Connor and Jake will be back. Connor's on vacation and Jake is sick today, so we got Leonard. Leonard, you should join us again. You're fun to have on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I liked it for his different opinions because normally we all kind of come from the same background of games and stuff. And Leonard's like, no, FF7's trash and Monster Hunter is the best.
Yeah, so play Monster Hunter. It's a good game. There's a reason why it owns Japan by the balls.
It does own Japan by the balls.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right.
It can sell 4 million copies for a game that's only on one system in one country. Think about that.
Yeah, and that's in Japan. Yeah, like 4 million in the US is good, or worldwide is good. Japan's crazy. That's like almost every game, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy how huge it is. But yes, that'll be it. Thanks for listening, watching, blah, blah, blah. We love you guys. Leave us a comment, like us, and subscribe. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for supporting us, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Check out the other videos before if you want more gaming goodness. Also, if you want the MP3 form of our podcast, be sure to check the links below to the iTunes or our main site, Night of the Living Geeks. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. See you then.